Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft Season 6. Today we're starting things off in Sahara's brand new boardroom, where I've clearly taken my seat. I feel I'm probably a little bit underdressed for this occasion, to be honest. I shouldn't be in here without my architect suit. That is a lot more suiting. Now this beard, I've said it before, but this beard is so freaking good. I look so great in this beard and the little quiff. Now I've clearly taken the right seat here, because I believe that Grian has made this, and there is some marketing campaigns going on, which is great. There are a lot of these parrots, and I don't fully understand what this is for right now at the moment, but I do appreciate the one chair, which I assume is, oh, that's a that's a mohawk chair now. It's clearly my chair. I mean, look at this place. We even got art now. It's yeah, Minecraft art is always weird. So the reason we're starting things off here today is because I want to start off by trying to start at least the mega project of installing the decoder system for the warehouse cells. Now this is going to be quite an undertaking, and basically what we need to do, because I did speak with Mumbo since the last episode, I should say, and he absolutely loves the idea of having the water stream. He suggested an idea of a minecart, but we both kind of agreed that that's going to be slower. So we're going to stick with the idea we came up with towards the end of the last episode, which is send an item over here, the selection from the customer, into a water stream. This is the test that we did. And then over here, we'll have to decode whatever item that is, and then send a signal to the correct cell. And that's basically what I want to start working on today. I've mapped out, so this is basically where the cells are underground. It goes from that corner there, it has a little bit of a bend there, and then it goes to these slime block corners. I don't know, I don't know if that makes sense. But the reason I mapped that out is because the very first thing I need to do, as you can see, is clear a lot of space. So the way we're going to decode the messages is by using item filters, essentially. So if I send a named carrot over, we will have one cell that accepts that named carrot through your regular box standard item filter, which looks something like this. And then we need a redstone torch over here. And as you can see, the height of these things aren't actually that big, so we would have our water stream run atop these hoppers, be compared. If it fits, it goes in, just like a normal sorter. The difference would be that we would then send that item back somehow through another water stream, probably below. So in terms of space that we need, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish blocks. So I definitely shouldn't take all of this away, because we then need to take this signal here, which we could just take from here, for example, or we could just use the same signal. So we could just do this, right? So we take the signal from the back here. This is all to the item filter. We can deal with it. Hello? For goodness sake. He just logs on and starts circling. He is so weird. But yeah, we could take the signal from there, but we don't want this distance from that signal to be too far, because every torch will add a tick of delay to the item cell, or to the correct storage cell. So that means that that's still 6 blocks. And do I want some space? I think I'm gonna go with 8 blocks. I thought that we would do one of these third-person time-lapse cutscenes of me digging this out and putting up the decoders, because this is something that I should really do more often. And also big thanks to Grian, who came along and helped me dig this place out, as you can see. Now today, I just want to have a little bit of a quick chat about streaming. Streaming is something that I really enjoy doing, and I do quite frequently from this season of Hermitcraft. We've built the Wither Skeleton farm, we've built the Mega Slime farm of Doom, and the Ice farm, all as sort of stream projects. And I feel that after 5 years of doing YouTube videos and streaming, I finally came to a position where I feel like I'm doing it right. I feel like I can both stream and do YouTube videos without anyone sort of missing content or missing out, because I'm trying to cover it in my YouTube videos. But I get a lot of questions about why I don't stream on YouTube, and I understand, or I've learned to understand, that apparently a lot of people can't access Twitch from their countries or something like that. The reason I stream on Twitch is simple. Back like 3-4 years ago, or 3 years ago, I got partnered with Twitch and they were really nice to me, and I really like the platform. There's a lot of cool things you can do on Twitch with emotes and all that sort of stuff. So it's just a personal preference, and at this point in time, I don't think I'd ever go to, I mean, you should never say never, but I don't think I'd ever go to YouTube for streaming. So if you do want to catch my streams, please head over to twitch.tv/iskall85 and click the little heart, which is the follow button. You can then configure to get notifications in your email or whatever you want, just so that you never miss them. But yeah, I don't think that I would ever go to YouTube, so that answers that question, which I get so much whenever I do a stream. Anyway, I'm almost finished here, so let's get back onto the Hermitcraft server. And with these last few water streams, this entire thing, the entire decoder is done. Wow, that was a stretch and a half. I've spent around 6 hours on this, and I just got into that mode where I was like, I want to finish this. I really want to finish this thing so that it can be tested. And yeah, everything should now be done. Well, that's actually a lie, because it turns out I placed these the wrong way. So let me try and show you what happened. Basically, we have on these cyan blocks here, there are item decks atop, but as you can see, there's no space this way underneath the Sahara. Well, there is there, luckily, but there isn't here, and it's not part of Sahara, it's part of this mountain. And so I can't really place the last item cells without digging this out and making sure I can landscape it on the other side. I have been measuring a little bit with my camera account, and it looks like I will be able to fit these there as well without much issue. What I should have done is I should have placed these the other way around, because I had lots of space this way. But yeah, I'm a stupid idiot, so I didn't do that. And I'm not going to take everything down and rebuild it. For now, I think we're just gonna leave these last like 9 item storage decks, and then when we need them we can simply excavate that area and add them later on. But everything else should be installed, so these are all installed up to the item decks. I have the item stream connected all the way back to the shop front, so the items that we order should be coming up here. And I thought we'd do a little bit of a test. Now, the way this works is that the items that we order, we also need to send back to the storage chest so that you can order that item again. And they are going to be spat out through this dropper, or these droppers on the bottom here. And it actually turned out that this works very easily, because this torch here, which locks the, which is the item filter lock, quasi connectivity powers this dropper. So I didn't actually need any clock or anything like that at the bottom. Items simply just flow through and gets shot out by this dropper. So over here, I've got cyan terracotta, and over here, I've got light gray stained glass. And these are the only two that I've configured. And what I want to do is go back to the shopping front, and we should be able to see one of each items if this works in that little glass cube. And I just realized another thing that we can test. These are now connected all the way up to the top. You can see I've done all of these. You see the cyan is the decoder coming in from the bottom. And so what we could do as well is we could test if these work. So the first one was cyan terracotta. Let's put a cyan terracotta in there just for demonstration. These will of course obtain the shulker boxes, or contain the shulker boxes. And then we'll put a light stained glass there. So here goes. Let's throw a cyan terracotta and a light stained glass. It shouldn't be a problem with speed. And then I'm just going to wait here for like 30 seconds to make sure that I don't chunk load anything. All right, so let's have a look. Yep, we got a cyan terracotta over here. And we have a light stained glass over here. Oh my goodness, that means that this is working. Let's just make sure from the bottom here as well that the items are actually in those little cubes. We have a light stained glass in there, and we have a cyan terracotta in there. Beautiful. These are the items that I sent through essentially, and then the items on the top will be shulker boxes instead, and they will also be sent back to the customer. Oh, this is such good news. This is so freaking exciting. Every single decoder is actually done. Honestly, I'm really proud of this one. I'm really proud that I managed to do all of this in one episode. Now, obviously, there are quite a few steps left to do before this can actually work as a shop. We need to connect water streams on the top, both feeding shulker boxes and collecting the shulker boxes and putting them into a minecart, because the player will receive a minecart with the shulker boxes in, and we haven't quite figured out how we want to unload the stuff, but a minecart is important because it's going to look the coolest. I guess theoretically we could also do it with a water stream, but both me, Grian and Mumbo has kind of had this idea of having it delivered by a minecart that the player can actually see coming in. So I think I'm going to leave that project for now, or that part of it for now, and I want to do a little bit of work on the thing here, on the selector panel, and see if we can get this to a state where it's actually working in this episode. That would be, yeah, that would be really, really cool. So I've done a bit of work on this, and I think we are able to test this out now. This time, I've actually renamed 3 different items, so this is exactly how it will look for the customer, and I have a few more here. Let's just put all of these in, I guess, as well. These are renamed items, and essentially, they work like the key codes in my key code selector base. So they select the item, and in this example, I want to try and order 1 cyan terracotta, 1 ice, and maybe let's try and order 2 sets of sea lanterns. So let's chuck 2 in there. Oh, and that's gonna be a problem. Okay, that's one thing we gotta fix. I guess I have to stand a little bit further back. So these are hoppers underneath the carpet here, but let's order 2 of those. And the way this works is that they're sent through hoppers into a dropper, and then into that item stream that goes all the way to the warehouse. And so over at the warehouse, I also configured these things. So the very top cells here that are gonna have shulker boxes in them have items in them at the moment. So these are the cyan terracotta, and as you can see, oh no, that's that's not good. That is not good. Why was there so many? And sea lanterns we actually ordered 2 of, and we actually got 2 outputs, which is surprising. I thought for sure that that would fail. Let's see how it looks down at the decoders. Do we have the correct amount in here? So we had 1 ice, which is correct, so that's the named ice. We have 1 terracotta, which is correct, and we've only got 1 sea lantern, so I'm assuming that 1 is in here. Yes. Okay, that's not a big deal if the top part shoots the right amount of items. So let's try that again. There are clearly no items there now. I don't know if I messed something up, because terracotta has been shot through the system a few times by mistake, so that may very well have been remnants of that. So I'm going to go 1 terracotta, make sure that that goes in, 1 ice, and 2 sea lanterns, and I'm ordering them. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay, that's definitely something we need to fix. I'm ordering them quite rapidly on purpose because I want to see if the system can handle that. Theoretically, it shouldn't, because theoretically, it shouldn't be able to send redstone pulses at the speed of me sending those items. I know this is all very technical and weird, but it's just a thing that should be not functioning as we have it. Okay, so this time we have only 1 terracotta, so that's correct. Very, very nice. And again, this is not the named item we sent. This is the decoded item, which is very important. We have 1 ice. Same here. This is the non-named ice. And then we have 2 sea lanterns. That is actually super surprising. So the system is able to handle the speed of me selecting the quantity right up in the selection panel. I wonder if I can break that. Okay, this time I'm really gonna try and break the system. I wanna see if I can, because we were essentially, so from the beginning we were planning on having the lamps select how many of these you wanted. So if I wanted, let's say, 12 stacks of ice, I would click the 3rd button to make a triple order. So 3 times 4 is 12. But if we can do this with just queuing the amount in to the hoppers, that's going to be a lot better. So I'm going to really try and break the system this time and send like 5 terracotta. And in theory, this should not work. This time I'm trying to beat the water stream as well so we can see this in action. And I think I did. I heard the items go in. So 1. And that's it. I broke it. Yeah, I think I broke it. Okay, at least, I mean, it may sound weird, but that is logical. I think this concept, though, of being able to queue the amounts you want is a lot better than using the lamps. It's a lot more intuitive, and I think I can make this work. All I should need to do, in theory, is slow this clock down 3 repeaters on full delay. Yeah, let's try this. No matter how fast the player sends the items into the hopper, this is going to be what determines how fast the items travel to the warehouse. So it should be pretty straightforward. So let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we should see this being a lot slower. Maybe way too slow, actually. Yeah, or maybe that's good. I'm not sure. And 3, 4, come on, and 5. Oh my goodness. Okay, I need to demonstrate this as well. So no terracotta in my inventory. Pick these up. That's 5. Perfect. Oh my goodness. This is so much better than using the lamps. And down here, we should actually have 5 of these as well. We have 5. Yep, perfect. Because now that it's slowed down, this torch will have a time to reset and power the dropper again. Oh, I mean, yes, this is 100 times more intuitive, way cooler than the idea of having the buttons on the lamps. I can probably get away with a little bit quicker delay. The reason you don't want too much delay is because it affects the order time. So I'm just going to do a few more tests here. 3, 4, and... ah, come on now. Come on now. Or is that 5? Oh, that is 5. Okay. Yeah, so I can get away with just having 8 tick delay on the repeaters. Maybe I can tune that better. We have all of these back as well. But I think that's fine. This is a really good discovery. I mean, this removes the one thing that I really didn't like very much, which is the, 4 different buttons. Now, the only slight little issue left here to deal with is the fact that items got stuck on that ledge. So I think the way we're gonna fix that is do that. And that should now never allow an item to get stuck anywhere. We should be able to order as many as we want of these things, and boom, everything is great. I mean, with this entire size of everything, with this massive shop front, with the little newsroom up top, the beautiful elevators, the massive warehouse in the back, it all it all boils down to this tiny, tiny selector panel, which is so hilarious. Oh, I love it. I love it. Boop. This guy is very resilient. This looks absolutely ridiculous. With all of the stuff we've done today over at Sahara, I feel like we have solved quite a few things, and it's getting to that point where it's so exciting that the pieces that we have put together over the course of weeks are now finally starting to come together as one unit. I also had a chat with Mumbo, and we sort of worked out in our mind a very clever system for the input selection panel, and that is when it comes to payment, because at the moment the system wouldn't know how many diamonds the player would have to pay for these things. Like, you'd have to have a trust system, but it would be much cooler if the system could tell the player that, okay, now that you've ordered 5 stacks of cyan terracotta, or five sets of cyan terracotta, you owe us whatever that becomes, 10 diamonds. And then it could tell the player in a chest here, for example, that now you owe us 10 diamonds. And me and Mumbo, like I said, we came up with that, I think. But we're going to leave that and do that maybe in the next episode, because I have something else that I want to do today. So speaking about Mumbo Jumbo, he recently bought Fedora. And this is hilarious because Fedora basically poops 20 stacks of ice blocks every cycle for 1 diamond block. And Mumbo says that no one cares about ice. He just bought a chicken that produces a crap ton, literally, of ice. And if my math is correct, he is spending 1 diamond per every 2.2 stacks of ice. That's more expensive than the ice price at the ice shop, where it's 1 diamond for 4 stacks. So not only does he clearly care about ice, he is also willing to pay a ridiculous amount of diamonds for ice. This is really weird. So just to remind everybody how this system works, this was a redstone project that I made a long time ago now, and basically there's a system below here that lets us age the chicken, and for every button press we age the chicken, it has a chance of either surviving or dying, and the longer the chicken lives, the higher the chance that it dies. That's how the redstone underneath here works. And every time it survives, you are required to feed it in the lunchbox, in this case 1 block of diamond, which again, 1 block of diamond for 20 stacks of ice essentially, and if you feed it and it survives, it will poop 20 stacks of ice. Now I feel like I want to do a little bit of a prank, just because Mumbo said that no one cares about ice and now has gone totally against what he originally said. I think we can tamper a little bit with this redstone so that this chicken never dies. All I should need to do in order to have that happen is remove this shovel and just replace it with another stackable item, and now this chicken should never die, I think. Now I will say that of course this is a prank, and if this ends up costing Mumbo a lot of diamonds, it's not like we're gonna keep the diamonds or anything, we'll give them back, so don't worry about that. This is all fun and games as always on the Hermitcraft server. But with that being said, I'll go ahead and cover this up. And hopefully you guys won't tell him, because this will be absolutely hilarious. Now with that project being done, and with the massive amount of progress on the Sahara project, I feel pretty happy with today. But that is going to do it for today. We have run out of video time as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the episode, and if you did, do hit the like button down below. If you're brand new, consider subscribing, and I'll see you dudes in the next episode.